Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Samurai Warriors 2. I'm the Mysterious JG. Didn't mention him anywhere during the first video, but I suppose I should say in passing. Even though this isn't really the first Samurai Warriors I've done on the channel, I had also done some Samurai Warriors from Japan. It's a special feature. But I'll mention now, yeah, Bobo's not here. I'm just doing this LP on my own. It's not impossible that Bobo will pop around and do guest commentary or even do a two-player something or other on Samurai Warriors, but it's not something I would hold my breath for. I mean, you know, if you'd really love to see that, I guess, by all means, make a comment to that effect. But right now, you know, we're both working professionals, and when we do get together, we're trying to figure out ways to play through the huge, massive Metal Gear game. Now that we've decided we're playing Metal Gear, like all of these Metal Gear games, it's going to take a while to get through all that Metal Gear. But for right now, not worried about Bobo so much, not worried about Solid Snake. Right now we're worried about Nobunaga Oda and the Battle of Osaka Bay.
Nobunaga enjoyed victory at Nagashino and proved his might to the land. However, this success only served to anger the other feudal lords throughout Japan. Nobunaga's remaining enemies were now desperate to stop him.
Before his enemies were going like,
Yet another source of dissent against him was the temple Honganji in Osaka. The temple was especially dangerous as it held great influence over the common people, including those within Nobunaga's own domain. Angered, Nobunaga marched his army to Osaka to take control of the temple. In response, Honganji called for help from the Mori, the most
Honganji was
clan
just one
in
dude with a
Japan's
gun,
western
apparently.
regions. The Mori army took up position in Osaka Bay. There, it planned to bring Nobunaga's success to an abrupt and painful end.
Ha! Cling to your pathetic hopes and die. Chapter 2, Battle of Osaka Bay. If this is what you desire.
Yeah, this is kind of the one that has the best Demon King quotes that I recall. Cling to your pathetic hopes and die. The things I always want to reference when I'm Let's Playing together something with Grimmeth, but you know, he doesn't watch my videos, and then he gets all pissy when I reference stuff. But no, there's something just perfect and beautiful about a, you know, guy going into battle and saying, cling to your pathetic hopes and die. Anyway, so yes, what was I talking about? I was talking about, well, I wasn't talking about, I was thinking about the actual historical background on this. Learned a little bit about this in Japan from the tour guide. It didn't really ask a lot of Samurai Warrior specific questions, but Samurai Warriors is a little bit weird in how it portrays the Honganji, who were, you know, they were basically a Buddhist temple, like sect. They were a religious group. And one of the monks in that group was Magoichi Saika, who in this game is portrayed as this kind of like happy-go-lucky mercenary who ends up fighting against the Oda, and then the Oda take it too far, and he actually has one of the more interesting stories. I might play through it, I might not. But no, he was actually a monk. In this game, he's like some kind of like crazy rifle-toting mercenary dude. He's a mercenary man. Mercenary man. But the Honganji were just like a temple, and they were saying bad shit about Nobunaga. And they didn't like Nobunaga. Nobunaga and the Mori were just another clan that were enemies of his. I guess they were tied up with the temples, but basically they were just another military force that was against him. But Nobunaga was one of history's most famous atheists in an era where it was much less common than it is now, and it's still the vast majority of Americans would consider themselves some form of Christian or other. There's, you know, atheists are not one of the biggest groups around the world, but it was even more uncommon back in Nobunaga's time. There were Buddhists, there were Shintoists, there were people who kind of whatever way the wind was blowing, that's what they, you know, they would pay lip service to whoever had the power at the time. But Nobunaga thought it was all a bunch of bunk, and this idea that you were supposed to show respect to monks and that you couldn't harm them, you couldn't touch them, which is one of the reasons the monks were so bold in criticizing him. It's kind of like the church could criticize the king in Europe, and you would have this, you know, Shakespearean struggles. Who will rid me of this meddlesome priest? Well, back in the East, you weren't supposed to be able to kill a Buddhist monk or a Shinto priest, and no matter who you were, that was like bad, and people wouldn't respect you, and they would think you were a bad person, and blah blah blah. You know, a warlord who would go around killing his enemies or killing common people couldn't touch the priests. Nobunaga basically said fuck that and treated them like anyone else, and that's basically how he earned the nickname Demon King, which is a real nickname, which is not just something Kowai came up with. Anyway, you can see we picked up a few new skills, but really we still don't have a whole heck of a lot. I don't understand this part. That's not how I remember things going. But we're going to get Itoko Ikeda to be our shrine maid, so she'll keep us all healed up. We selected them out, and we should be good to go. And we're going to go around butchering common people and priests, apparently, to prove that you don't fuck with the Oda. Basically, that's what this mission's about. We're just trying to teach people, don't fuck with the Oda. We have to defeat Magoichi. He's in the main camp. This game, even more than Dynasty Warriors, far more than Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors 7 started doing it. Dynasty Warriors 6 did it a little bit too. Dynasty Warriors 5 didn't. Dynasty Warriors 5, you could often just like beeline straight to the enemy commander and win a mission without doing a lot of the plot stuff. But Samurai Warriors 2, I think, was the first Koei game, at least that I've played, where they really go in for having gates that open and close depending on plot events, and they'll put the main enemy commander, in this case Magoichi Saika, inside a fortress with sealed gates, so you have to do plot stuff before you can get to them. Otherwise, it's like the Yellow Turban Rebellion. You can just skip everything. Like, it's a pain in the butt in Dynasty Warriors 5 to get around, like, the rock slides and the whirlwinds and stuff, but you can sneak past and go straight up to, what's his name? Zhang Jiao, and just kill him without fighting anybody else. I mean, it's technically possible to win the Yellow Turban Rebellion on Dynasty Warriors 5 with one KO, and that KO is Zhang Jiao. This game is not going to allow you to get away with that kind of nonsense quite so much. Generally, you really want to follow the plot of the battle and listen to the messages and do stuff, follow the little trigger commands, do what you're told to see through to victory, because although in our case, yeah, this game is also big on the main camp being captured as a defeat condition. And basically that's a way of saying you have to make sure that the momentum of the entire battle is in your favor by doing all these little quests. Otherwise your main camp will get taken. So even if you're playing as Nobunaga, you know, they're not going to assign somebody else who has to stay alive. Nobunaga is the head of the Oda army. But if your main camp gets captured, you're hosed. So let's do it. I don't remember exactly what sequence in which we need to do things. Some of these missions in Samurai Warriors 2, you really need to be on a mad dash for the first objective before the game tells you what it is.
Defense. We must hold strong until the Allied ships arrive.
Nobunaga, I'm just doing my job. Don't hate me for it.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Ooh, peasants, I'm scared. I'm so scared.
Units forward! The heavens shine upon us!
Why do you dogs resist me? Why do you cling to your pathetic little lives?
Nobunaga, you're kind of dark, man. So, try to focus on the officers. This game is actually less insanely about focusing on officers than Dynasty Warriors 5 is.
Press the attack and head for the enemy.
Bad things happen if you leave an army behind with like no.
Sink the enemy to a watery grave.
By his standards, that's really not that creepy.
Simple.
But yeah, bad things happen if you leave.
Conserve your energy.
Too much chatter. I can't do commentary. Bad things happen if you actually leave armies of enemy generic soldiers behind. Oh, because I leveled up, I got a full musou, which means that I get to spin around for a lot longer. Now I got an attack up bonus. Take out the enemy ninjas. They'll throw bombs. But crazy.
The waves of history. I feel their force.
I feel my own suctude. More guys are gonna show up. Not that big of a surprise.
Keep it coming. Fellow Seika, use the ships to cross over and attack the enemy.
It's just that simple.
Yes, use your ships to come over and attack. It's just that simple. Katsu, it's really bothering me that Katsuie's got a new voice actor because he sounds much more dignified. But his like endearingly retarded voice from Samurai Warriors 2 non-Extreme Legends, I'm kind of missing it. I'm just remembering him saying, "What's going on? I never lose!" when he's getting defeated. And he does tend to yell that, and then when you come to rescue him, he's like, "I don't need your help."
They sided with me long ago.
When all I do is sully your name.
The enemy supply ships will arrive soon. If we
So that
eliminate
quote
their
that-
provisions, the enemy's morale will decrease. Get to it.
That
There's
quote
no
I
need
just
to bother
talked
touching
over.
land.
It's one of my favorites.
It's just
They are
that
toying with
simple.
you. Your god sided with me long ago. Totally talked over. Go back, read the just read the text. It's awesome.
We are
Mitsuhide
at a disadvantage. It's just
is
that
ignominious defeat what you desire, Mitsuhide, because that's what you seem to be getting.
It's just that simple.
Lord Nobunaga, you truly are without equal.
So bad things will happen if I allow that food shipment to arrive. So I need to go read the history. Didn't they say such and such is coming with food? This is bad news. I need to know. Okay, well, crap. Then maybe I just need to.
Mitsuhide, do you understand the true reason I continue?
Do you understand what I desire?
Yes, my lord. To build a world where fighting is no longer necessary.
You are welcome to end that.
Mitsuhide, you do know I'm transparently evil, right? See if I can come down here and encounter somebody and get a mission to defeat them and prevent the food from being delivered to the front lines, because I'm pretty sure that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Hard to kill the reserve captain with his whole shield, but it will prevent enemy generic soldiers from spawning over here, which will slow down my enemies and prevent them from slowing down my guys, and my guys eventually going off that. Anyway, let's get over here. The boats have been linked together, damn you, Pangtong! Ah, I gotta rescue Mitsuhide there. So that he can continue to believe that I want peace and stuff.
I apologize for my ineptitude.
Oh, I've got super glowy sword now.
This is only a small piece of that. It's just that simple.
My lord, please conserve your energy.
If I did that, we'd lose. I failed to save that Sasquatch guy. More guys coming. Shame me bother to watch all the cinematics now. What? Oh,
Make sure that
fudge.
they reach their destination.
Oh.
It's just that simple.
Lord Nobunaga, you truly are without...
Maybe I have to prevent them from reaching their destination, not being delivered in the
Just
first
that
place.
Simple.
Impressive. I can see how you got where you are today.
Don't let them distribute those supplies.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta stop this guy. Is that you? You the guy? Which one of you is the guy? I want to kill the guy. Uh-oh. The guy is, he's already gotten past me, hasn't he? Where's the guy? Teramoto Mori. Dude is booking! He's like ignoring everybody. I took out reserve captain there. Oh, maybe that'll make the difference. Maybe that'll... Oh, man. Seems like that was probably a really good idea after all. Because he has to stop... No, he took that spot over already. I don't have a very fast horse. On a fast horse, this would be pretty easy.
I dare you to try.
But I've aggroed him, which means he won't just run on past me. That's good. This is a huge morale boost to the enemy, and battle becomes kind of unwinnable after this if you don't stop this.
We are at a disadvantage.
When you dare to die.
Waves of history. I feel
No, you're supposed to be saying, "What's going on here? I never lose." Yeah, if you don't do that,
Fear death. What use do you have for that which sustains life? This is only a small taste of my wrath.
oh, Mitsuhide Ikechi has been routed by a peasant. That'll make it extra humiliating when he kills me.
Look out! Here I come!
Oh, Katsuie, I know you've been feeling kind of down. You've outlasted frickin' Mitsuhide. I suppose I must have, Katsuie must have gotten in trouble at some point while I was playing as Mitsuhide in Japan. So, if you want to know what I'm talking about, you can go back and watch the Mitsuhide playthrough, and you'll hear old school Katsuie. Yeah, now okay, that's right, the Oda warship doesn't arrive for some reason. Unless you actually
Where did that
stop the
giant
food
ship
shipment,
come
I
from?
think the
Time
warship
has
doesn't
come.
show up.
All units, obliterate the enemy main camp.
It's useless to keep fighting. Leave the rest to us. Fall back.
You're too late. They shall all be killed.
Yeah. Like his advisors are like, well, maybe if you showed mercy now, you get the people back on our side. You're too late. My brothers shall not have died in vain. And by my brothers, of course, I mean Mitsuhide, my BFF. Katsuie is struggling. That's a shocker.
history. I feel their force.
Yeah, you feel something, buddy.
This is only a small taste of my wrath.
Yeah, I don't think that Oda gunship shows up unless you stop the food shipment. If you don't stop the food shipment, suddenly the enemy gets a big morale boost, and your guys start dropping like flies to them. And basically you end up just fighting in the main camp itself against wave after wave of officers. And if you can hold off all of them, then potentially you can go after Sagawichi and end it.
Lord Nobunaga,
Magoichi,
you
I
truly
mean.
are without equal.
If that's his name, and Sagawichi isn't. So yeah, you kind of need to do the whole food mission thing. And if you play on the other side of this one, which you can do as Magoichi and maybe one or two others, but I think it's pretty much, if you play this as Magoichi, you've got to make sure the food shipment gets through. It's kind of... It is a typical Go-I. One event in the middle of a mission decides everything kind of deal. Clear and peasant's danger. Yeah, it's because I feel like I'm going to check out this island down there in the corner. I don't think this is supposed to represent all of Honshu. Or is it Kyushu? Honshu's the big island, right? I don't freaking know. I'm an American. I can't find America on a map. We're known for that. Anyway, come down here. It's like secret passageway with spooky spider webs. And yeah, there's usually treasure boxes in here.
The waves of history. I feel their force.
At this point, I'd be pleasantly surprised if Katsuie survives to the end of the fight. So yeah, I just wanted to grab some treasure. Guess while I'm here, I'll take over checkpoint for morale. I don't know what it means that this boat down here is still theirs, but... There are a couple of different mechanics in this game from Dynasty Warriors. Generic soldiers usually come in small groups led by somebody like who has a higher rank than the others. You might have several privates led by a sergeant, for example. The sergeant will look, or major, whatever he is, will look a little bit different from the others, have a slightly different costume, like this guy. He's got a different helmet. And if you defeat them, the rest of the generics in the group will run away. And you can, I believe this is the case in DW5 as well, if you feel like cutting it down people as they're retreating, it's one-hit KOs all around. So my guy's morale is dropping, just because they have to do work, I guess. But obviously the morale meter in the top left corner indicates that this battle is now well in hand. You are an Oka, close enough, join the Oda! What difference does one letter make? Ask the Iranians and the Iraqis. It's an N, it's a Q! I want to kill him with this. There we go. I shouldn't have been messing around with that, though. I learned something from this guy, and I almost lost the kill to one of my own officers, which would not have allowed me to learn a skill.
To witness you in battle.
I lost my horse, whatever.
This ought to be over before you know it.
Yeah, it probably will be.
Nobunaga, why do you punish those that have done nothing wrong?
You're the one so eager to be killed.
That's not really an answer to my question.
Then you should welcome your own death as well.
That makes sense. Sure, I'll follow you. But anyway, I left an officer up here unkilled. We can't have that. Oh, good job, guys. Oh, I'll grab the experience from it. And that cloud of dust moving towards me is an enemy officer. Katsuie is still going strong. Good job, man. A little embarrassed that we managed to lose Mitsuhide. See? Like a ninja traveling through the ground and then he just flies up in the air. Very irritating. But they do drop special items when defeated, like attack up, so that's good. I'm very lucky. This might still be in effect when I get to Magoichi. When he gets to like glide or roll to evade attacks and stuff. But not that time. Didn't learn anything from him either.
One day, your head will be mine.
I'm gonna collect the whole set.
It's just that simple.
Nobunaga, I'm not gonna let you live. You beat me
See
today,
what choice you have,
but I'll get you sooner or later.
Floating around Fingering my sword.
Now get out of my sight.
Nobunaga victorious. Yeah, so I talked over some of them. My bad. There's some pretty awesome quotes there. Ooh, I got a star. And I'm a storm general now. But, yeah, there's some pretty good quotes there. Like, you know, the whole, if you are not afraid to die, then you do not need that which sustains life. But, you know, hey, they're retreating. Yeah, everyone back off, retreat, let us handle it. You're too late. Kill them all. You're too late. And then the whole thing about, you know, your gods abandoned you long ago inside of me. All fun stuff from Nobunaga. So we got the King's Sword, which is kind of like the King's Speech, but different. Our charge attacks are better. We learned Fortitude, Cavalier. It's not like I'm going to turn any of these things down. Discern is nice, I suppose. Our Shrine Maid leveled up. And we're ready to save our game. So all in all, it was a pretty good day of butchering peasants. Would have been nice if we gotten a better new weapon, like a level 2.
Welcome. Please take your time.
A level 2 weapon like our King's Rage, but with an element attached. Didn't happen, we got more King's Swords. But now that we've got a little bit more gold, we haven't advanced enough to get a higher set of Guardians. Oh, these guys are available. Oh, these guys are like ultimate Guardian. I don't really know what difference it makes. In Samurai Warriors 2, it used to be that Katsuie Shibata, who you might recognize in that battle, is the guy I was complaining they changed his voice actor. He and Kojiro Sasaki were two guys who show up in Musos and had voice actors, but they didn't have their own Musos. And you couldn't play as them, even in free mode. And in the special mode of the game, well, I'll just show it real quick. There's a survival mode where you go into this like infinite castle, and like have level on level of you'll have 5 levels in a row that are all tied together in one central story mission thing. And if you fight your way to like near the end of that whole thing, you can potentially unlock the Kojiro Sasaki and Katsuie Shibata as bodyguards, like
I have come to make this land my own.
Like the Shrine Maiden that I got.
On today. Don't let this chance slip away.
But now it would appear that because I have Extreme Legends, they both become available right away, but they cost money. Although I think you have to buy them. They become available in the shop if you win those missions, but you still have to pay money for them. It's a bit silly. Although by the time you've unlocked them in those missions, you've earned way more than enough money to cover it. But, see if there's any good skills for sale. Potence, but that's the... Wait, Potence is the only thing that's on sale. They say, we have a sale going on today, but that's it. We have a sale on Potence Growth. Well, anyway. We'll get it because it's on sale, I guess. But after that, I'd like to up my attack reach. Be nice to learn skills.
Looks like we can close early today.
Yeah, you spend enough money, they give you a special message about what a sucker you are for spending all that money. Anyway, folks, Battle of Tatoragawa. I think I remember this one, and I think I remember this pain in the butt. Although it might not be as bad as Nobunaga, to play as Nobunaga as it is when you're playing as some of his allies. Because you have to, like, well, you'll see in the next battle. This is a battle where we start... I'm really not sure which one this is. Now, I think I'm mixing up... some of the maps in this game get recycled from more than one battle. And I think I'm mixing up this battle with a battle that takes place after Nobunaga's death. At any rate, you can have you can experience more of me being confused in high definition next time, folks. I'm the Mysterious JG. I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you think that God is on your side, then God is too. He sided with me.